Hi, welcome back. Thank you for watching. In this video, I'd like to share two very powerful brain retraining techniques that can take your healing to the next level. And before we do that, I'll give a brief introduction into what brain retraining really is, how it's been done usually, and why I think it should be done in a different way. So to start, it has been discovered that negative emotions, or difficult emotions as I like to call them, can have an impact on symptoms. So when you become, for example, very afraid, very angry, your symptoms can amplify. And therefore, with common brain retraining techniques, they tell you or they teach you ways to stop this, to stop the thoughts that are accompanied with them, to stop the emotion and to redirect your attention to something positive. And the idea behind this is to eliminate emotions from your life. But unfortunately, we cannot remove emotions from our lives. Maybe we can pretend for a while that this is the case, but it won't last that long before there becomes an overwhelming situation in your life and you will be triggered or emotional, and as a result, you will experience an increase in symptoms or even a relapse. So therefore, the common stop techniques and the swatting things away technique is a short-term strategy that can help you temporarily by dealing with secondary emotions and secondary thoughts. These are, for example, thoughts and emotions that you have related to your symptoms. That's secondary. But it becomes very difficult to differentiate between primary emotions and secondary emotions. And therefore, the general approach is just to remove them all from your life, which is unfortunately impossible. So due to conditioning and our upbringing, we have been conditioning ourselves in a way that certain emotions are dangerous. Think about overwhelming fear, frightening anger, extreme toxic shame, etc. These are very unpleasant emotions. They have a very disturbing energy in them, and it's difficult to express it, especially when you are a child. So the idea behind my way of doing brain retraining is to undo that negative brain retraining that has been done as a child and to make these emotions safe again. So therefore, two techniques that I would like to share with you. And the first one is about writing. Not really journaling, but writing. I'd like you to take an emotion that you haven't experienced for a long time. Let it be, for example, fear, if you already know that fear is increasing your symptoms. Because it is basically a fear response of the brain to create mind-body symptoms. So take fear and write a story around fear. And it doesn't even have to be you. You can, for example, write a story about a little girl that is frightened. For example, once upon a time, there was a girl who was so frightened by life itself that she did not dare to open her eyes. And when she did not know that it was in the middle of the night and everything was dark. She couldn't see anything. And at any place or any time, something could come out of the darkness and grab her. And then after that, you do something very soothing. So what happens then is that you have created a positive experience with the emotion of fear. And that's just one positive experience. But if you keep doing this over the course of a few weeks or even months, then after a while, the brain will connect the experience of fear as a positive one, as an okay emotion. And therefore, the long-term goal is to no longer be overwhelmed by symptoms because of emotions that you can't properly feel. Instead, we'd like you to become overwhelmed by the emotion. And I know that sounds also not so nice, but if you are from that place, you can actually resolve the emotion. You can give the emotion what it needs. Maybe it wants you to hide for danger. Maybe it wants you to run away. Maybe it just wants to be felt. So we would like you to become overwhelmed with fear rather than being overwhelmed with symptoms. And before I share the second brain retraining tool, consider joining the release program. In the release program, we give you step by step everything that you need to know to heal in your own way, to make these emotions safe, to deal with activities, expanding your baseline and your comfort zone, to normalize emotions, to work with the unconscious mind, and then to become emotional, and then to release the emotions. And if we found the hidden emotion that is causing the symptoms, then first the brain will amplify the symptoms, and if we release it completely, the symptoms will just dissipate. So check out the website. We have an online community where you can share your stories, ask questions, share your doubts, etc. Plus, we're also offering free group coaching sessions. The second way to expose your brain to the safety of fear is by doing release movement. And with release movement, you can move on music or on a story or on your imagination in a way that you express fear physically. So you can maybe dance, maybe act, you can make yourself small, you can be the girl that we just wrote about. And if you do that for like a few minutes, and then after that do something soothing, maybe eat something nice like chocolate or something, or drink a tea, or cuddle your dog, then you again create moments of safety around the emotion of fear. And over the course of a few weeks, you will learn to feel your emotions, in this case fear, to feel it better. And the more you feel it, the less symptoms you need. So in these examples, we work with fear, but you don't have to work with fear all the time or only. You can work with other emotions. You can normalize every emotion, whether it be shame, anger, guilt, rage, disgust, you name it. And sometimes you might already have the idea about what it was at a certain event that triggered something, like a symptom. If you would, for example, expand your comfort zone, and then after that you have post-exertional malaise, then maybe in the background it was fear of expanding your comfort zone. And then you could work on fear. Or maybe someone just crosses your boundaries, tells you all kinds of things, and that makes you really angry. And if anger can't be felt properly, you might experience symptoms. So then the task becomes about relearning how to feel anger. And you can do that with the brain retraining techniques that I just shared. Please like and subscribe. I hope that this will take your healing to the next level, and I wish you a beautiful healing journey.